I forgot to unmute myself. You can hear me now, right? Thanks for the... Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So, one thing I was working on was animations. And it's tearing my hair out because I was having, like, a lot of issues with, like, the rig and everything. Like, getting everything, working in Blender and stuff like that, and tweaking little parameters and stuff like that to get the keyframes just right. But I also tweaked the motion trails when you attack. So now if you look at... I mean, you might remember that there was, like, a sword trail, but I think this looks a lot better now. It's like a whoop, whoop, you know? Pretty cool, right? And you can reverse slash too. It does this swipe. And the big trouble was getting this slash to be like relatively round, because it was like, if you look at the wireframe, you can see it's actually made up of a bunch of different segments here. So had to use a cubic spline, whatchamacallit, a Catmull ROM spline to interpolate the frames in between the frames here, which I thought was cool. But yeah, like, whoop, 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 whoop. But anyway, I also did it for the two-handed weapon, so we're gonna look at that. So yeah, just kind of yeah, this little swipe here. There's a little issue happening here. This is supposed to go to 0, but it's kind of not quite doing that. But I'll fix that later. But yeah, look, it's like a... And I'm still not, like... Yeah, it's a pretty good arc, I think. With that animation. So, what are we going to work on today? Well, there's one thing I noticed, and that is, I think we're going to do some sound. And that's because if you hit this tree, the tree falls over, but it doesn't make a sound when it hits the ground. Now, you know, it's classic, like, thing, if a tree falls in a forest and there's nobody there to hear it, doesn't make a sound. Well, in a short Odyssey, it doesn't make a sound anyway. So, we're gonna see if we can add a sound. So, the first step to that, actually, the first step to everything is me having coffee. We're drinking French press coffee today. Normally I do espresso, but I'm doing some work on my espresso machine, so it's not operational at the moment. But hopefully it will be working again tomorrow. But yeah, so first thing we need to do is detect when it hits the ground. So we're gonna quit out here. I'm gonna put some music on, and then we're gonna get to work here. So let me just find the stream music. Here we go. No. Where's my playlists? Here we go. Just get ready. So let me check the yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look into physics.cpp, because this is where we detect when things touch other things. And we have this handle contacts here. And basically this does a... This is doing a, like it's doing a callback here. But what I really want to find out is, like what kind of, like, because not every touch is considered an impact, right? So we have this force sum here. So I'm going to take a look at that. So I'm going to do, I guess, if force sum is greater than, what, is that a, it's a vec3, so I'm going to do magnitude is greater than, let's say 500. I'm going to just log that and see what, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Out. Use std format here to print our text. And then we'll put in our, wait 1 second. We need a, move our brackets around. Okay, cool. So, let's run this. And hopefully we'll get a little printout. Because I'm just not sure what the threshold should be. I did 500 newtons, but like... I mean, how do I do it for the player? Because the player takes fall damage, right? Oh, yeah, there's a lot of impacts happening already. So, that's like 1,000. Let's do 2,000. I might need to tune it, like, per object. Okay, so no impact here, which is good. So let's see if maybe the this triggers here. It did not. It did not. So the threshold, I might have to tune the threshold per object. So we didn't get a printout here. We didn't get anything here. So that means there was nothing over that threshold. So let's do 1,500. Because I prefer to just be able to detect it, like, globally, you know what I mean? The other thing is I could ignore the force. I could ignore the force, and, but then I might get, then I'll get it every time it touches. So I'll have to see if it's a new contact, maybe, as opposed to an old contact. Maybe that's the, well, I'll have to check. But if we cut this guy down, still nothing. Let's see, what if it's higher? What if it's falling from a higher height? No. Let's drop me and see if that... Okay, that hit. 15. So I think we're gonna need some kind of hysteresis to see that we're actually touching something. And to basically make it play the sound. Let's just tweak that to... Oh, maybe I can do it as a ratio of masses. So I can do... Because, like... Yeah. Over. So I'll do... object1.mass. Okay, let's see. 1 second. I'm gonna get the music back on. So let's do auto mass is equal to the greater of... Wait, 1 second. I'm just gonna... Because if I call get mass on something that isn't a rigid body, it's gonna crash out. So I should do if object1 is a rigid body. So I'm gonna do float mass is equal to 1. So if object1 is a rigid body, mass is equal to max. I'm trying to find out what the greater of the two masses are. Or actually I should find the smaller of the two masses. That's maybe what I should do. So I'm just gonna assert here that mass is greater than 0 because technically, or I could just do if mass is greater than 0 because, you know, technically we can assume that if neither of them are rigid bodies, we don't really care about the mass. We don't really want to play a sound because then they won't be moving. And then we'll do the same for object 0. So we're going to find the smaller... No, the greater of the two masses. No, the smaller. What is it? I didn't mean to do that. Hello again, I am Satya. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you before. So, we're gonna do if the force is greater than the mass. Yeah, let's just see what that looks like. And then there's probably gonna be some factor on this, but like, let's compile that. All right, so let's see. Okay, that's good. Not getting anything here. I heard auto significantly increases compile time. Never tested it. I only use auto when I'm lazy. I'm gonna tell you it almost definitely does not. And that's because, like, it doesn't seem like it could. Because the thing is, like, C++ has to figure out what type the other side of the expression is anyway, so it has to do what auto does, right? So it has to figure out all that stuff anyway, even if you don't use auto. So, like, I can't imagine that auto would increase compile time. Yeah. I don't know where you heard that, but it just doesn't make much sense. Okay, so that didn't, but... How fast does it need to be going to... to make a sound. Okay, that's... What's its mass? Sorry, I am Satya. I don't know what you're asking. I don't know what you mean by flow. Yeah. So, here we go. What's the mass on this one? 200. So, okay, let's see. What's my mass? My mass is 70. Okay, so that. Oh, shit. Well, obviously it can't be 0. It's always gonna. Okay, my math is. Sorry, I'm waking up in the morning right now. Still, I know it's 11, and I mean for me it's 11, or it was. It's 11:30 almost now, but you know. I like to sleep in. I've been staying up working on this game all night. So, I need to fix this. I'm going to do, std numeric limits, float, max. All right, so if that is not equal to maximum, we do that. All right, let's try that. Yeah, I do use I'm trying to understand what you mean, Satya, but like I don't know. I use SDL and I use OpenGL. I don't know SFML. I don't use that. Okay, so we're getting a lot of stuff here. Let's do 2 times the mass. There's some like threshold there that is gonna make sense, I think. Okay. 4 times the mass, maybe? Because I'm still getting... I'm trying to filter out all these spurious impacts. Because they're, yeah. Okay, so what is causing these? Why don't we put a breakpoint and find out? Wow, it looks great. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's just 10 times the mass. That's got to be... I said I was going to set a breakpoint, but we're not doing that yet. Okay, so I'm going to put a breakpoint in here because we're getting a lot of impacts that don't really make sense. So I'm going to turn debug mode on, and we're going to compile in debug mode. Well, I am using SDL and OpenGL. Like, my point of view is that I use them. I don't know, like, I use OpenGL to, like, draw 3D stuff. If that's what you want to know, like, and I use SDL as, like, a operating system abstraction, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so here's our breakpoint. Okay, so fourth is 1000, which is kind of like what we were thinking. Okay, so let's look at object 0 here. What is it? Why is it not letting me look at that? Object 1? Come on, I want to look into you. Why is the debugger not letting me look at that object? Okay, so the mass is 100, and the force is 1,000, which is interesting. How many contacts do we have? 1. What's our collision shape? I want to know. Okay. Our collision shape is well, OpenGL isn't GUI. OpenGL is like a 3D graphics. It's like for communicating with the GPU. That's what it does. The SDL is like just like you can use it to create a window and like handle input and stuff like that. So like joystick input and stuff like that is SDL's thing. But I'm saying like you could see what it's used for. Like that's like you can just read Wikipedia for that. You don't need to be like that's not really specific to me, you know. I mean, how they implement how they implement OpenGL, I don't really know how they like. They might change how they do that, but right now I kind of suspect nothing is going to change ever, and I guarantee you that they will not be dropping support for OpenGL. Like, OpenGL applications will continue to work forever because there are some very important applications that still use OpenGL that can't really be rewritten. I used to work on one, yeah, basically they're not going to drop support for it because it's necessary, and some big money customers basically need to keep using some very old software that nobody wants to rewrite. So it will continue to be supported. All right, convex shape. I'm just trying to like figure. Okay, so 1 point. It's rather small. It's like a meter, like 2 meters maybe. And it's a convex hull. And then I assume object B is probably the ground. Oh no. No, it's not. Object B is also a convex shape. So I assume these are probably 2 rocks or something like that touching each other. But why is the force so high? Maybe there's like a bunch of rocks stacked on top of each other? I mean, that would kind of make sense. But yeah, anyway, Denjay, I assume that, like, the way that they will support it is probably exactly the way they currently do it, which is that the driver will expose an implementation. And, the fact is that implementation might not be updated, but they're going to keep it around. Like, what is this object I'm looking at? Collision shape? I wish it would just tell me what the, wish I could just see what the entity... Oh, maybe I can, actually. I can see what the entity number is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything happening to OpenGL. Because it's like, why would it? They have no reason to get rid of it. It's not like they spend a lot of effort maintaining it anyway, right? Okay, the entity is 118. And this guy is 116. So I totally forgot what we could just do this. We could just find entity 118 and 116, which is Ah. It's Leviathan. That's interesting. So this guy is continuously causing impacts with himself. And the force is probably so high because there's a constraint or something like that. So, let's see. Am I doing something with constraints? Am I checking that? I'm not. So, I need to basically filter out any two objects that are constrained against one another. I think that's the issue. It's easier to just support Vulkan, and old D3D does not work properly anymore, or don't work at all. I think people overestimate how much work it is to, I mean, it doesn't really add complexity, right? It's like, basically, it's just a module that they have. Like, they have, like, the OpenGL driver, which just continues to run. And then, like, it's not like, I mean, it's not like, I mean, maybe I could be corrected, but, like, it's not like they have a shit ton of different, like, drivers. Like, it's just kind of like one driver, then they have, like, a bunch of things that sit on top of it that kind of do the APIs. So it's like, also there's an open source implementation of OpenGL, like Mesa, right? So it's like if they wanted to, like, drop OpenGL support, like, drop the whatchamacallit, if they actually wanted to, like, stop maintaining their own driver, they could just use Mesa, and Mesa will hook into their backend or whatever, and then it'll implement OpenGL, and that is being maintained by other people for free. So, like, they don't give a shit. The other thing is also, AMD a couple years ago did a complete overhaul of their OpenGL driver. So it's like, if they were going to drop support for it, like, why would they do that? Yeah, I just don't see it happening. It would also make, like, a lot of, and, like, if it happens, there will be a compatibility layer, because, like, there's just a lot of old applications that, that still require it, and those applications, are not being rewritten. Okay, sorry, I was checking to see object 1 here. No, I was looking at, where's my call stack? Oh, because we're not actually in a breakpoint. We need to actually set a breakpoint in here. So. Okay, so basically I need to filter out any kind of... So object 1 is... Oh, no, OBA is what I'm looking at. No, it's in... So it looks like we have some constraints here, which is exactly what I was interested in. And there's, okay, where's the, there's like a filtering. Objects without collision check. Aha. There we go. So I'm going into, so for example, vertical sync in AMD sucks now. I tested it with an, okay, external GPU. It's gonna be weird, okay? Just so you know, like, has problems with VSync. I switched to manual from, yeah, there's a setting in AMD's, driver called OpenGL, I think it's called, like, OpenGL triple buffering, which is not what the setting does at all, by the way. It does not enable triple buffering. But you basically... I'm trying to remember exactly how to explain what it does. Basically, it switches the way it like does VSync. Like it anyway. That's the that's what I had to use. So, object A. So we need to look into Bullet here. So Bullet is the physics library that we're using. Objects. Collision. Okay. So. So I think we need to check this. Check collide with override. So, I think we do if I would have thought that this would get filtered out already, but if auto sorry if object A that check collide with override object B continue, and then we'll do the same for object B, and hopefully that's gonna clean that up. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, it's just gonna return false. So let's try that again. And let's get that back to just mass, not... It's strange when integrated GPU capable to deliver one... Yeah, I know. I've seen the same issue. I've seen the same issue on AMD. But yeah, find that setting, OpenGL triple buffering. Are you on Windows? It's in the AMD driver. I think it's called OpenGL triple buffering. It does not enable triple buffering. But okay, so that's still coming through. Why is it? Are we actually? Is this getting triggered at all? No. God damn it. So somehow these two things are touching. And I think it's the same two. So let's go to 116. I'm just gonna see if it's 116, and let's jump to it. This guy, collider. Its mass is 100, so it's Leviathan head. What's it constrained to? 117. Ah, but it's... Wait, it's colliding with... Let's hit that breakpoint again. So... it's object 116 and object 118. They're colliding with each other somehow. Which is weird, because they shouldn't be touching. Let's look on the wireframe. Are they? Oh, they're barely touching. So it might just be that this is a weirdly designed, that it's like this very specific case that, that is causing a problem here. Linux Mint. Yeah, I hope you will forgive me. I know you don't like it. Asked LLM and it suggested rendering the frame buffer, which well, I mean, the LLM didn't help you, did it? So, Yeah. Alright, so we have 116. Let's just keep... Yeah, I feel like these do not look like they're actually touching, do they? Maybe. Ah, they're probably... looks like... You didn't try it yet. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like a very specific problem that an LLM wouldn't be able to help you with anyway. So. How... Can I just... Because I want to just, like, ignore this problem for now. Like, this one right here. But, Because why is it... Okay. This is how... Okay. Okay. I'm just thinking. I mean... Okay, so here's one thing I could do. So, we gotta do... If... Okay, let's... So, I'm gonna do... Entity... So, and then we'll do int1. So if this is kind of like a weird hack, but if int0 dot has oh, okay. Anyway, oh, you mean like you're saying rendering to an off-screen buffer and then flip it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now that won't fix it, because, like I was saying, I'm obviously rendering to a frame buffer because you kind of need to for anything reasonably complicated, and I still ran into the same issue with AMD, so you're kind of screwed, right? You just need to make sure that the page flipping thing is set up properly. So it's like, yeah. So try get component. We're gonna try to get a damageable. Oh god, it's not included. Of course it's not included because we don't want that. Let's add it anyway. Come on. Okay, I included the thing even though it's probably a bad idea. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to do that. What? Okay. I accidentally deleted that. I wanted to do this object 0. So if entity 0 has a damageable, this is just a thing, like, to try to make sure that we skip it if they're attached to the same boss, basically, because this is going to happen with the other bosses as well, because they're made up of, like, multiple components. So if they both have a damageable and if their targets are the same, we're just gonna continue, and that should hopefully that's gonna finally filter out that issue. Okay, Denjay, this is something that is really important that I think everybody needs to know. If you don't have VSync on, you will get screen tearing. There is no way around it. VSync must be on to have a good experience playing games, in my opinion. I always have VSync on. I find games unplayable with VSync off. Yeah. Yeah, like, if you don't, like, because literally what VSync does is because this is a common misconception that I hear a lot of, like, capital G gamers say, is that, like, VSync makes your frame rate lower, which is, like, I guess, technically true, but, like, well, no, it's not even true, because it could be that, like, it could be that you're already running, anyway, it might make your frame rate lower, but if your frame rate was that high, you were having tearing. So it's like, what VSync does is it basically just makes sure that displaying your frame is actually in sync with your monitor, right? So it's like, if you don't have the two things in sync, you're gonna get tearing. And what VSync does, it's in the name, it syncs it, right? So it's like, yeah, yeah, there's no way, if you have VSync off, you will get tearing. That is just true, right? That is a axiom. Okay, nice. So we're getting a lot. We got rid of that one thing. We're getting a couple collisions now, but I think I can just set the threshold higher. So let's do 2 times the mass and see how that works. And then maybe now this is only going to trigger when I actually hit a object. Okay, so we're still getting a couple impacts, but those might be actual impacts. Yeah, those could be things that are just falling or something. But, okay. Well, let's put a breakpoint in and see what they are. Okay, so, what's the force? The force is this. What's the mass? The mass is 1. What is the object? Oh, this is, whoopsies. This is supposed to be object 0. What are we doing? Okay, so, object. What is OBA? What are you? You are a, oh, I should just check with the goddamn, so we got entity 4, which is the ground, and body entity 42, 242, 42, 242. Oopsies. So let's see, 42, 242, what is that? Do we have that many objects? Do we actually have 40,000 entities? We do, damn. 2, 4, 2. Oh, it's the goal. Well, that's reasonable. All right, well, let's just see what happens. Will the tree make an impact now? All right. Did that? No. That didn't seem to be triggered. God damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna do this back to just the actual mass. Because I think maybe those are just, like, things that are happening far away from the player. So we don't really need to care about them. Okay, so let's hit this. Did that not? Okay, that was like that here somewhere. Okay. Yeah, these two impacts. All right, let's try to play a sound now. Hopefully it won't, like, you know, do too many sounds. But let's all right, so let's find a sound that we're gonna use for our sound. And then let's do like a thud maybe. What do we got? Deep thud. That's that's too quick, this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my Reaper here. Gotta make sure Jack is configured correctly. So that you guys can actually hear it. So, where are you? Excuse me. So, create a new project here. I'm just gonna tweak the sound a little bit to make it like a little bit lower, like lower pitched. All right. So, let's take our thud. Now, zoom in. I'm gonna just take it, and I'm gonna set the playback speed. Item properties. Set the playback rate to 0.5, like literally half speed. Maybe that doesn't quite sound right. I don't know. Yeah. Oh. I need to, item properties. I'm gonna turn off, preserve pitch, because I want it to go lower. There we go. That's the sound that I want. Very deep. All right. Let's save our project. Go up, and we're gonna call this thud. Save. So, and let's export it. Okay, where's our sounds? Oh, I wanted the project to actually, wait 1 second. I wanted the project to be called Thud with a lowercase t. I just gotta say the lowercase t thud. Okay. Okay, okay, let's render that to this. Okay, and let's make it a FLAC. Don't include the tail. All right. Now we render. Okay, that's cool. So now, let's get the music back on. We just need to play a sound. So, it's like, I guess a little, you know, we're gonna need to refactor this and move it out of physics.cpp. But, no, we did, we have this one included. Interesting. We shouldn't, but, you know, just for now. Okay, let's go to player. Oh no, character.cp. I just want to, I'm gonna, what am I looking for? A sound. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna get our sound data, which is gonna be thud. And then we will, just do that. Let's do volume 1. And the position should be, this, yeah. All right, let's see how that works. This is questionable, maybe. I don't know. We could also like pop out some particles and shit. All right, let's get the. All right. Okay, so there are impacts happening, but we can't hear them because they're far away, I guess. Let's see what happens here. Why didn't that thud? Alright, let's drop something big and... Wait, what's going on? Why can't I move? Something's busted. Why am I getting stuck? Crisis? Is there... What the hell's going on? I can't... There's like a wall here or something. What? What's going on? Okay. Oh, was there just something in the grass? Was I walking into this and not realizing it? The friction is all fucked up. Why can't I walk over here? This looks like a bug. Let's try that. What the hell happened there? Weird. Might have to look into that. Alright, so let's ignore that for a second. Let's get something heavy and try to make it big rock. Alright, so if this guy falls, it should make a sound, right? No. How far does it need to fall? Oh yes, it was. It was. It is actually the foliage method that I use for like making the leaves move. I did steal that from Crisis. I say steal, but I read their paper and I implemented it, so I they gave it freely, I suppose. Why is that not? Why are these guys making impacts, but that guy's not? Isn't that the 132 right there? Maybe we just can't hear the sound? Maybe the thud didn't load? Thud? Let's just double check that the sound is actually there. Where are you? Oh, did I not export the thud? Oh, I did. I exported it to the wrong folder. Oh my god. There's your problem. Alright. Let's reload the game and see if that happens. But yeah, we are definitely Crisis 4 is what we're making right now. Alright, let's try this again. Oh! That was a loud sound. Okay, so for some reason that didn't make a sound, but we are getting the... Ah, there we go! That's kind of cool, actually. So let's try that. Did you guys hear that? I hope you can hear that. So that is kind of working. It just seems like... Okay, what was that sound? Okay. We're getting, like, random sounds happening in other places. Okay, what's the weight of this? Or the mass of this? 200. Let's... What if we, like, drop this guy? Okay, this guy isn't causing that. At all. What if his mass was 50? What if we do a lower mass? No. Okay, higher mass. Let's try. Impact with force 13. That doesn't seem right. Okay, so. Why is this guy not making an impact? Shrunk? Okay. Shouldn't it be that? Okay, so I guess it's... The impact is maybe too small. For this specific... Ah, wait. I think it has to do with the collision shape. I think... Because this guy is a, like, the number of points hitting the ground. Okay, so, like, I might need to draw a picture to explain what's going on here, but if you notice, this guy's collider is actually made up of several different shapes. So, if I drop this like that, the impact is being distributed throughout all the different points, I guess. Yeah, it's being... So let's turn it upside down. I'm gonna see something. Gonna drop it this way and see if anything's different. No. We still didn't get it, but here's what I'm thinking. Like, basically, because basically I think we're getting multiple impact events, which are being handled separately, and each one of them is not as big as, you know, the whole. Like, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? Alright, let's get the music on. So, yeah. Okay, so, I'm gonna force some... Although this is the sum of all the... Ooh, interesting. No, okay. So I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna do a, what did I do? I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna do a float, force, total, total magnitude, because technically with this guy, the sum forces can cancel out. So this time I'm gonna do I'm just gonna add up the magnitude, which is this applied impulse. And so that's what we're gonna check instead. We're gonna check force total magnitude. And see if maybe that's a better threshold. Okay, why is that? Yeah. Oh. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Let's try that one more time. Do our crisis thing. No. Something's hitting the ground there. No, for some reason that doesn't make a sound, but this one does. Huh. Okay, there's something wrong with this. It's this tree that's fucking shit up. That now as soon as I cut it down, it makes my movement broken in some weird way. That's bizarre. Yeah. It's like I can't move backwards. I can only move forwards. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Confused. Okay. This threshold business is more difficult than I assume. Oh, was that impact caused by me just teleporting? Like, if I teleport over here, does that... No. Or was it caused by me picking up the, Oh. When I fall, every time, it's perfect. It not only makes the sound of me falling, it makes the thud as well. Let's just double check that there's like a... Yeah, it's... Alright, let's cut down this guy. No sound. Why? Why? Let's get it really high up. Let's make it hit the ground really hard. Maybe it's being filtered out by something? Why would it be filtered out? So... There's no constraint on it. Oh. Oh, wait. Is it? Is this the goddamn callback? Am I? Am I just an idiot? Did this way too... Wait, no. That might honestly be it. I have... It's this goddamn thing right here. Did I check... Ah. What if I just comment this out? What happens then? That would be annoying if that's what it was. Oh god, we're getting them everywhere now. That's a problem. Okay. Gotta increase the mass threshold. 4, let's try 4. No. I guess I should, because these are all really tiny, so I think I need to not just check. Oh, wait. Also, it might be that we have some zero mass things, which are like kinematic objects and stuff like that. Because that was like a really tiny number. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. That got rid of a lot of ones. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So, okay, that hits. Okay, but now that one doesn't hit. Oh my god. Just me walking into that causes that? Oh, well, we got a sound from that guy. So that fixes some of the issues we were having. So let's pop this guy down and let's hear that again, hopefully. Okay, we did get a sound. We did get a sound. Did we get a sound from this guy here? Nice. And this guy? Yes. And this guy? Not that guy. Because maybe he fell too slowly? So... Okay, let's decrease the threshold now. Let's just do... just mass. If it's greater than the mass. And the mass is greater than 0. Nice. Beautiful. We're still getting, like... I think we might need to do, like... Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of working. It's kind of working. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go into release mode and see if this is, like, any, like, just smoother. Alright, so... We now make sounds. We now make sounds when something hits the ground. Which is cool. But... There's tweaks we need to still make, for sure. So I'm thinking that we probably are gonna want to make it like so that it's a that not like maybe we don't want every object that hits the ground to make a thud. So here's what I'll do, and this will allow us to like clean up the whole thing, basically. Yeah, we're getting way too much of this. So. Like, it's happening too frequently. So I'm gonna make it okay, what's impact sound? Oh wait, hit sound? Is it called hit sound? Okay, cool. So this guy hit sound here, I'm gonna copy him. We're gonna make this a component now, and we're only gonna put it on. We're not gonna put it on every object. I think that's, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call this impact sound, which is notably different from a hit, because an impact is and then we'll put in a threshold as well. And this is gonna be a factor of its mass. So this is like when it detects an impact, it's gonna check its mass and stuff like. Okay, so I get to cut all this crap out, and by definition, we're gonna be giving it a callback. So we're gonna delete that because it's gonna have a callback. So now let's go to JSON. Mass or impulse? Like the threshold is basically gonna be like it's gonna be like multiplied by the mass. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm gonna set this to 1.0, right? So it's like by default, the threshold is gonna be if the impulse, if the impulse is greater than the mass, then it's gonna trigger the sound. And I can be able to adjust that up and down if I need to, right? Does that make sense? So, I need to add a, yeah, okay, so this guy needs to... I need to basically copy this for impact sounds. Because this guy needs special handling. So, literally just gonna copy this guy. Okay, so sound. Hey, Anthony! What's up? Nice to see you again. We're just working on a, we're making it play an impact sound when heavy things hit the ground, basically. So I think we can do that. And that's gonna save the sound. So I think we can just do that. Yeah. So we shall move on. So where else do we use hit sound? Okay, copy this too. Basically, we can just duplicate most of the logic for loading these in. So we'll take our impact sound. Although this, yeah, and then dot sound is equal to index. So this is just gonna be int index. So we'll get the index. Yeah. So, perfect. Okay, so, almost done here. Oh, that's called sound. Okay, so, what else are we missing? Did I type that? Oh. No, that's good. I feel like I'm missing a bracket in here somewhere. No, it looks like it's good. Yeah, it looks like we got all our brackets. Okay, sorry. Ooh. No, it really does seem like we're missing a bracket somewhere. Like I just... Okay, what did I... Maybe we had too many brackets. No, 3 and 3, okay. Yeah, like, this is all giving me errors here. Why is this giving me errors? Yeah, it would really appear that it's right here. Oh. No. Ah. Yeah, this guy is missing. Brackets. Cool. Yeah, that, okay, cool. Sorry. that fixed that. There's one more thing that I gotta do. Gotta copy this. Because we gotta have special handling for finding the sound after when we're saving yeah. Sorry, just cleaning this up. One more place I gotta put this, which is right here, and then, oopsies. Auto. No, actually, we can get rid of that. Just that. Now, okay, so now the saving for that is going to work properly. So now I got to find the, now I got to go to the editor. We're going to add our, we're going to add our UI for adding a hit sound. Copy this guy. C line lagging out for a second. Okay, cool. That's fine. All right. Impact sound. That's gonna be hit sound. There's just one sound here, so it's just gonna be sound. Okay. Great. Very simple. Oh, also our threshold. So I'm gonna do imgui drag float threshold is gonna be, sorry, that's also gonna be called impact. Sound dot threshold. Yeah. So, then we're gonna need to be able to add the, we're gonna need to be able to add a hit sound, or sorry, an impact sound to people, so we can do that. Impact sound. And finally, gotta go to game world, and set everything up. So, callback. Yes. We need to, when we set up an object, basically, one second. If it has a physics object and it has a, oh, that needs to be in here actually, in setup physics object. Okay, so if the, if we have an impact sound, we're gonna add, this callback doesn't exist yet, but we're gonna create it. So I'm gonna copy this. And one second. So I'm gonna do, oh, do we not have physics.h included? So in that sense, I'm gonna actually get rid of that. And we're going to just define it in GameWorld.cpp for now. Impact sound contact callback. Okay, cool. So that's cool. Okay, there's one more place we gotta set that up, which is get object. 1 second. Create physics object. Okay. This guy. So I'm gonna basically do we're gonna loop over all the objects that have a that have an impact sound. Oh shit. Impact sound and a game world transform. We're gonna get the object. OBJ is equal to... Have been dabbling in some engine development myself, but from a more perspective of tooling and infrastructure, I built a library that hot reloads DLLs, and that... Oh god, that does sound like it would... That would be complicated. Okay, so, we'll get the object. Entity. This... int. So that's gonna find the physics object that we need. Okay, so then, okay, we just need to move this guy up, basically. And then, no, cancel. Okay, this is where we actually play the sound. So, we're gonna grab all that stuff we stuck in, first of all, I'm gonna remove damageable.h because we don't want either of these in here anymore. We can move all this stuff. We're gonna strip all this crap out. And stick it into impact sound callback. So now EV int0 is equal to EV dot okay, actually that's EV dot others. So if EV dot self, wait, no, self is a physics. Okay. We need to do auto self equals EV dot self dot get entity. Also, you're making an entity. Actually, we can move that to the other side. And then, world. Or I guess it would be, ev.other.getWorld. Yeah. Basically, the idea was I compile some features into a DLL, drop it into a folder, it hot reloads in the engine. That way, modding and developing for the eventual engine are the same process. Yeah, I mean, there were some engines that did it that way. So, it could be interesting. Cannot convert. Why is it const? Oh, because the guy is const. Fuck. I need to do a... it can't be const. I need to do... get world? Yeah, let's just call it that. Yeah. That'll do it. Okay, so. Great. Isn't id-tech doing that? I assume you mean id-tech, not it-tech, but, you know. Yeah, Quake or something did that. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember exactly, but, okay, so. We're gonna do all the same tests that we do in here. Although here, can we do EV dot? Okay, so we need to get our own mass. So self. Well, okay, so we don't need the other guy's mass. We'll just need our mass in this case. So, self mass is equal to self dot get mass. Why can't I? Oh no, not self dot get mass. It's ev dot self dot get mass because it's the and then if ev dot self dot is rigid body. If it's not a rigid body, then we're just gonna return. Actually, we should do that right at the top. Basically, no impacts for just in case we accidentally add this to something that has like a that is a not a rigid body. Okay, so now the total magnitude we can get from the ev dot force dot magnitude. Actually, we could just to avoid a square root, let's do that. And now the position will be ev dot position, and the total magnitude we can just do auto magnitude 2 equals that guy. We're eventually going to comment this out because I'm just doing this for testing. I'm going to say further that macros are very useful compilation targets, but very much a pain in the ass. But when it works, it works. Have you seen my my absolute macro hell that I created? I'm in a hell of my own making, for sure. But like, let's go to macro SIMD JSON utils. Behold. The worst macros God created. Or I created, I guess. It's for serializing JSON, basically. It's so that I could, like... Basically, I was... I liked being able to, like, set up serializing a JSON type just by, like, listing all the things I wanted to save. So I created this macro that basically generates a function to save it to JSON. Windows is weird with the symbol resolution, I believe it. Okay, so I believe this should just straight up work. You know, if we're lucky. If we're lucky, this should work. So we're gonna need to like add all the impact stuff like that. But basically we're gonna need to have to add it to each individual object that that needs to have a thud, which is like a little bit annoying, but it's not that bad. But it does mean that we can change different objects to have different sounds when they hit the ground, which is pretty cool, I think. Okay, we didn't compile. Why didn't we compile? Because actually, we don't need this. Also, we need to get a reference to it, not a copy. Because we can't copy a physics object. We can only get a reference to it. Why can't I do this? Oh, wait. Okay, let's undo that. 1 second. It's just this then. I think that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work fine. Okay, this is still compiling. Needed the coffee. Okay, did this one fail too? I think we can just make it recompile because I think we fixed the errors already. I think GameWorld.cpp might be too many lines. How many? Actually, that's not as big as I thought. It's only 3,000 lines. 3,800. 3,800. How big is physics.cpp? 22,000. Okay, let's see the beast, render.cpp. How big is render.cpp? 10,000. 10,000 lines. I do need to clean up render.cpp. I have actually, it's had multiple cleanup attempts. It was 10,000 lines before, and then I got it down to like 8,000, and now it's back at 10,000 again. Because that's how things happen when you're, you know, time flies when you're having fun. Oh, actually, it looks like the game's ready. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now we basically need to create the, we need to set up all that stuff we just did. So I'm gonna find the stump. So palm stump. We have this prefab here. I'm gonna select the trunk. I'm gonna add a component. We're gonna do our impact sound. Then, that's interesting. Is thud in here? No, we need to find our sounds folder. You need to find thud. Drag it in here. Okay, so palm stump, yeah. Save this prefab. Now, so it has the impact sound. Let's see if it works. Look, it froze actually. So, I guess I'll just knock this over. Okay, we didn't get an impact. But let's try it here. That's interesting. Is the callback being called? Hey! Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It worked. It worked. So, let's try that again. And we got, although it made 3 impacts, which is a little funky. I guess we should probably do some, like, some check to see if the last, because like basically we don't want like a bunch of impacts to be like happening in quick succession. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to go to the impact sound callback. We're gonna go into it. We're going to get our auto impact sound is equal to, okay, actually, Oh yeah, because we didn't. Okay, well, self dot get component. No, get component impact sound. Why not? So first of all, we actually need to use our threshold. Why is that a problem? What do you? Oh, because I can't. I guess I can't call this guy impact sound. I'll call him imp. Okay, so we have to do mass threshold is equal to that. Imp dot threshold. Mass threshold. Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna do a add into here. I'm gonna add a point last trigger time. Cool. So, basically, I just want to prevent it from, like, hitting multiple times in, like, a really short amount of time. So, I'm going to add a, let's say 100 millisecond? 100 millisecond, like, threshold. So, if last trigger time, so if imp dot last trigger time, or I guess I gotta do if now game time. Why can't I? Oh, it's probably game underscore time. If game time minus that is greater than 100 milliseconds, then actually, let's just say if it's less than 100 milliseconds, I'm actually going to restructure this. So if mass threshold smaller than or equal to 0.0f, I'm just gonna, just to have less, like, pointy code. I don't know, like, how do you, like, to have less nested if statements here, I'm gonna just return if the, so I'm gonna invert some of these conditions, and instead of doing, like, yeah, instead of doing, I'm gonna do the inverse logical statement. Just to make the, have less brackets and shit like that we don't need. Wait. Okay, so. And then we're gonna set last trigger time to game time. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, okay. Great. Now, that should prevent it from, like, impacting too frequently. Add some hysteresis. Oh, is my camera frozen? My camera looks like it's frozen. Let's hope it comes back. Let's hope we can get my camera working again. Is my... Oh my god, I hate when this happens. And now it won't come back. Come on. Why won't you work? All right. All right, my camera. Oh, it's back. It's back. Okay, cool. I unplugged it and plugged it back in. That seemed to have fixed it. We still moving at full 60 FPS? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Nice, nice, nice. Although I gotta turn on backlight compensation. There we go. Yeah, exactly. It always works. It always works. Unplugging and plugging it back in. Very good tip. Oh, I'm sure you guys already knew that, though. All right. How's this compilation happening? Is this... Okay, it's done. Also, I just realized, it's always playing the thud. It actually doesn't care what we set the sound to, which is funky. But also we need to set it to be the other tree as well. So let's hit this guy. Nice. Hit this guy. Cool. But if I hit this guy, it doesn't make a sound. So we need to take our... We need to find that prefab, which is the stump. Bent palm stump. We need to take this guy. Pick this guy. Add that component that we had before. Impact sound. Then we're gonna get our sound, which should already be loaded up in here, so we can find a thud. Then select this guy and save the prefab. And now, so that didn't trigger, but if we hit the other guy, it should trigger. If we hit this guy, it should trigger. So. Nice. We got our little impacts there, which is sick. Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to fix. So, if you notice here, we've just hard-coded the thud sound. So what we can do is we can do, instead we'll do imp, our impact, imp dot sound. And that should work. And then that'll play whatever sound that we had it set to. So, let's do some funky sounds. Let's make it play some weird things when we get when it hits the ground. Actually, there's one more thing we gotta do. I'm gonna do... We need to set up the... Actually, we should probably not do it here. Actually, can we just call... If we add a, an impact sound, I think we can, set up the object. So, it's gonna, like, redo the thing. Okay, cool. Alright, I was waiting for that to compile. It's technically 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. We're gonna, because I want to get this all finished. So I'm gonna keep going for like at least another 15 minutes. But before I forget, do not forget to like and subscribe. You can do that down below. And also, you can wishlist the game, which is great, because you want to play the game, don't you? And that's on Steam. That's on Steam. There's a link down below. And if you really, if you want to keep in touch, there's a Discord. There's a Discord server. We got like 50 of us, I want to say, on that server. Yeah, it's cool. It's we talk about the game. I share updates, which I don't do on YouTube, so you get a little bit of extra info there. And also, that's where we do playtests, through the Discord. So if you want to get in on that, join the Discord. There's a link down below. And finally, if you want to help support me financially, because this is the only job that I do, making free content for you guys and games. The game is not going to be free, but the content is. There's a link to my Ko-Fi down below if you want to send me a small donation, $2, $5, or $10. That would be very much appreciated. It helps me buy things for the channel, like webcams and, you know, extra equipment, and replace things that are broken. Yeah, you know, I need more hard drive space because I keep filling it up with streams. So yeah, I would like to buy a new hard drive for that. So if you wanna help me out with that, you know, link to the Ko-Fi down below. So let's continue. We're still going. We're still going for another little while at least. So, what was I doing? We're gonna make some fun sound effects. So, because this guy's gonna make his... Oh, we got a crash? We got a crash. Interesting. Well, we're gonna have to fix this crash before we move on. So, we play the sound, but this is not a... Huh? The sound isn't loaded. So, we're checking to see. Okay, I'm gonna go in debug mode and try that. Whoopsies. Something's weird. Oh. I'm wondering. I think I might know what it is. We'll see. Yeah, we're doing this in debug mode. We'll see if we can fix the crash. That was weird, though. It was that specific tree. All right. Compiling in debug mode. All right, let's go. Here. It was this tree right in front of us. Was that just like a weird... No, that worked. What about this guy? I don't know, man. We just had some, like, funky, I mean, I noticed... Maybe it was, like, loading the sound was the issue? Because it was, like, because it was having a... Maybe it was still loading the sound in parallel or something. I don't know. So that's... Okay, so that works. Anyway, so... what I'm going to do is... go back into release mode. I don't know why that was happening. We're going to make a rock that makes a funny sound when it hits the ground. So let's find some funny sounds. Why is that? Fatal error. Oh, let's run that. What do you mean? Did I accidentally... Oh, God. Did I get a rebuild? Do I actually get a rebuild? Please rebuild the precompiled file. What if I... what if I go to physics.cvp, make a change, and then... Why are you doing this to me right now? Oh, okay, it's this... I hit the wrong version of the build. That's okay. Okay, so... Oh, I wanted to go... Yeah, so I'm in release mode. Let's just see if that crash triggers again. Hopefully it won't. But it's weird. It'd be a classic, like, release only. Okay. In release mode, it crashed. Okay, so there's no pointer here. Oh, wait. Or is this a... Is this an actual seg fault? Yeah. Interesting. So sound, the buffer... Is the buffer valid? The buffer is null. So, why is the buffer null? That's interesting. That's interesting. Hit sound. So, ooh, actually, so this guy is null too. So that means that somehow, let's check our object. So I'm gonna do the thing where I hit the tree again. And then we're gonna take a look at, before it hits the ground. So I'm gonna pause it as soon as I hit the tree, but before it hits the ground. Okay, so let's impact sound. Huh. That's very odd. Okay, so delete that. That'll prevent the crash. So, stump. Palm stump. This guy. That's weird. But bent palm stump. This guy also weird. So, something is happening. But when I go in debug mode and I do that, I suspect it's crazy fast debugging. It would have taken me 4 hours to deduce all that. You know, I've gotten, I think, pretty good at debugging. Like, because, I mean, there are a couple things that I worked on that really helped me. Working on, I did a hobby project one time that was an operating system kernel, and basically you don't have, like, you can't, like, just set a breakpoint in that. So, like, I got very good at being able to, like, tell what's wrong just by, like, looking at the code. So it's like, okay, so what do we got here? This has the correct sound. So in release mode, somehow that's not being loaded. So I'm gonna put a breakpoint in JSON serializer. JSON serializer. And one second. Impact sounds. We're gonna find impact sound. So we're loading the impact sound, and we're gonna read the sound index. All right. So what happens here when we're gonna hit a break? So when we cut down the thing, I mean, I guess we should do that in release mode, but I'm worried that in release mode it might not actually hit the breakpoint. But okay, so sound index 0. 0 is not -1, so that's fine. So the index remap is so sounds. Do we have a sound? Okay, well, interesting. What's the sound here? Oh, we can't look at it anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna one second. I think I need to initialize that thing at -1. That's literally it, I think. Maybe. We'll see. So we'll do release. Let's do that same breakpoint. And see what happens. Actually, that doesn't seem like it would fix it. But it does seem interesting that that something's getting initialized. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens right here. We'll see what happens. Let's get my music on. But yeah, I suspect, because it's something that only happens in release, that would imply that it's something not being initialized to 0 or something like that, or not being, yeah, like not being default initialized. Actually, could be that this is... let me just take a look in... What is the value? Okay. Of the sound. 0. Interesting. Alright, let's mute that. It's probably still gonna crash, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Okay. Why didn't... Anyway, let's go into debug mode. I'm just gonna... Because I think now that we have it set to -1, now it's also gonna crash in debug mode. I think. So. How big is JSON serializer.cpp? I'm curious. I bet you like 4,000 lines? 3,500. Huh. I should probably see if I can make this smaller, this file. Okay, so. Do we have a breakpoint set? We do. We do have a breakpoint set. So. Let's grab our cutlass and cut the tree down and see what happens. Isn't C++ RAII? It is, but in debug mode, I mean, first, okay, so primitive types are not initialized to 0. Or initialized, like, primitive types are not initialized unless you initialize them. Except in debug mode, where the compiler often does that for reasons that, okay, so, sound index. Sound index is -1. Oh! I'm loading the wrong field. I loaded sounds instead of sound. My bad. So now it should work. Let's try that one more time. Jake, are you not always typing that? I mean, there are sometimes reasons why you don't want to initialize things, okay? But basically, I need to set this to -1, which is what it needed to be. But you can see some here. Sometimes I am typing it, but sometimes I forget, which happens. Okay, so let's. This should be all fixed now. All right. Is it going? But yeah, like, you don't always want to initialize everything. Like, let's say you have a big array of something and you're gonna, like, read a file into it. You don't want to initialize the entire array to 0 because, like, you're just gonna rewrite it with all the files information. So, it would just be a waste of time. So many times, there are, like, for example, with unique pointer, there's make unique for overwrite, which allows you to, like, allocate like a big array that's not initialized and then overwrite it. All right. So we are in release mode. You can tell because the frame rate is high. We're getting our full 60 FPS. And it would be higher than 60 FPS if I wasn't locked to 64 stream. Hey, there we go. We got it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's get a fun sound effect. So I'll open my F-search here. Let's make a rock scream when it falls. All right, let's use this one. Wait, what's the child? Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, let's do this one. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna put it into our sounds folder. Okay, we're gonna create a rock. So this guy. We're going to add a sound. Impact sound. We're gonna go into our sounds here. We're gonna find that scream that we found. Somewhere here. Why are you not? Am I just missing it? What was it called? Male shout of pain. Oh, here it is. Drag it in here. And now... I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's try that again. Isn't that pretty fun? It might need to be louder, but, like, you know, that's alright. I mean, I guess I could make it... I mean, if you're close enough to it, it's loud. Oh, shit, it killed me. That's okay. I don't know, I think that worked pretty cool. Okay, so... There we go, we got sounds. We got sounds. We could also make it, like, kick up some dust or anything, but that would be, like, a different entity, so, alright. It's 120. I think we're probably good. I think this is gonna be the end of stream. But we got that all implemented properly. It's all good. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna see you guys on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can look up whatever that is in your own time zone. You can tune in on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll do another stream. We'll do something else interesting. I haven't figured out what we'll do yet, but Yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Discord, Ko-Fi, Steam. Don't wishlist on Steam. That'd be fantastic for me. And with that, I would thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you on Saturday. Have a good weekend. Or I guess it's Thursday. Don't have a good weekend yet. Have a good weekend in 2 days. Have a good week. I'll see you guys later. I need more coffee. Why did my Steam open up? I don't want to... Okay. OBS, where are you? I need to leave. All right.